What's good, y'all? The plan today is to explore Redwoods National Park. For most of this episode, we'll be following Coastal Drive, which is one of the only roads within this part of the Redwoods. So the first objective is High Bluff Overlook, followed by an abandoned radar base, and then Douglas Memorial Bridge. Also, I want to add before we begin, I am filming this post-edit as I forgot to do an intro for this episode. With that being said, let's get into it. Let's see what we're doing. It's gonna be a good day because I already edited the video, almost edited it. I just gotta add this and we're done. This is kind of a touristy place I'm at relatively, although it is a Tuesday, so I'm hoping not too many people will be around. It's 11 a.m. right now, bright and early, and I mean technically we usually get our videos on a lot earlier than that, so off to a late start today, although we should see a lot and it should be a pretty good day. All right, you guys, High Bluff Overlook. Man, it is foggy today. I don't know how good of an overlook we're gonna have due to all this fog. Although let's climb down there and we'll see. I'm actually gonna take this way. All right, first look down. Oh yeah, I'd say this is one of the nicest views we've had. Wouldn't you agree? Humongous rock in the distance, looks very ominous with all this fog, although you can see there's a rock right there, an island per se. All right, so now we're going along to the second overlook. Second spot you could, oh damn, okay. Well, that's a straight up cliff. All right, I hope, honestly that kind of looks like a hiking trail. I'm hoping nobody hikes down there because that looks dangerous. We have now left the overlook. My camera battery went dead, which means I could not continue to film. Although we continued down the road and we have a abandoned radar station. Some interesting history. Basically, they disguised it as a normal house, protect it from terrorism. And you could pause the screen and read this if you would like. Some interesting history. And yeah, right down there is the building, what we're going to be looking at. So let's go down, have a look at it real quick. Hopefully we could go inside of it. I'm not sure if we can or not, although that would be neat to see the radar station. This will be the second radar station I've seen. I explored one in Nevada, if you remember that. So this one, okay, so we got two buildings. We got this one and up ahead a second, and I believe we could go in. They got the glass, which has probably been put in as by the Forestry Service. Unfortunately, some graffiti. We'll go in real quick and then have a look at the exterior, which I guess we can't go in. Thought we could for a second. It is locked up, it would appear. Let's see, what is this about? It's a ventilation. Definitely haven't seen a radar station like this. Usually they're very utilitarian looking, not so much like a house. They have completely bricked this off. And yeah, no way in. Nevertheless, we'll continue. She did a really good job. There's no way anyone's ever getting into that. There's no way you're smashing brick like that. Well, cinder block technically. So we looked at this one. Now make our way over to the second one. Definitely a building you would not think to be a radar base, and that was the objective. They did not want it to look like a radar base, wanted to keep it incognito for obvious reasons. You know, your World War II, dealing with all that, you know, you don't want any terrorism or any attacks on vital areas, and this was a radar base, is a very vital building, so have to disguise it, make it look a lot more different. And since it's on the coastline, it's especially prone to attacks. Something else I like is all this fog. We just get this massive amount of fog coming through, and this part of the coastline is almost permanently foggy. They get very little sunny days, which makes it relatively difficult to see the ocean unless you get close enough, like at those overlooks we were at. One last look at this one, and then we will get going. This road we're on is a one-way that does a loop all around the Redwoods. Bit of a scenic drive, and everything we're seeing is just on the side of this road today. The road we took with the one-way is known as Coastal Drive. It's one of the only roads within the Redwoods National Forest, this part of it within the mountain range we looked at. So it's an interesting one. And beside me is the Klamath River, and after this we're going to be heading to an abandoned bridge called the Old Douglas Bridge. Should be a lot of fun. Let's go I'm gonna go show you this creek real quick, and then we'll continue. Down below is the very blue Klamath River, which we camped next to last night. We're going to go back to that same exact camping spot tonight, because finding free camping within the coastline is extremely difficult. Everyone wants to charge, and van life and all that's crazy popular over here, which means it's put on restriction. There's a lot of places where overnight is not allowed. We're currently coming up to the Old Douglas Memorial Bridge. Got some statues on both sides. And then going this way, which apparently it's not a full bridge, although some of it exists. It was hit by a flood, although snow melt and all that, and it took out a lot of the towns and whatnot. It was this major freak of a flood. And this was the bridge. Apparently it took out the bridge. Now we just have a nice river down below. Well, you guys, I am at the same exact spot as yesterday. I'm going to call it a day. And when I say same exact spot, I mean the same exact spot. So I'm going to call it a day. Tomorrow we should be headed out toward Crescent City. I want to see Battery Point Beach and some awesome spots such as a pier that we could walk out on. Just stuff like that. I also got to get laundry done, so I got to go to a laundromat, fill the Suzuki up. Should be a pretty good day. Stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to just put a like, subscribe. I know this video is shorter than a lot of mine, although I think we've seen a lot in today's episode, and we had a pretty good day. Got to see the Redwood National Forest, which is always fun. Thank you for watching.